Good morning, students. So yesterday we have discussed about Java hooks concept. So now we are going to discuss Java program structure. So before executing Java program, first we can see program structure of Java. So before that, Java application consists of collection of classes. Not only the single class, it contains a collection of classes. So now here a class is nothing but template. Template in the sense general path. That means some general content is there where we can write things. So this is not executable. So this is a logical entity. So there is no memory allocation to this class. And coming to the object, this object is an instance of a class. Means like primitive data type. Suppose integer is there. Integer is a data type. In the same way, class is some abstract data type, because here we are saying that abstract means the details are hides here. That's why this is called as abstract data type. Whenever we require any integer data type in our program, so just we can create some integer variable. So that variable allocate with some memory. So while executing our application. In this object oriented programming, whenever we can define any class, so any memory is not allocated to this class until and unless we have to create the objects like variables to the integers. Like an object is an instance of a class. This is instance, or simply say that integer a is a variable to integer data type. Like object is some variable or instance of a class. So each instance consists of members. So those members are specified in the class. So here class contains two different types of members. Those are fields and methods. Fields and methods. So these two are the members are there in the class, and these members is also consist in the object. Okay, and coming to the field, the purpose of field is it holds a value. That means data member. So it holds something in in CPP. So class concept is there. They can contain defines two things inside the class. One is a data members and member functions. So here data member in the sense field and member function simply say that method in Java. So purpose of this field is to hold value. That means suppose you have to create any primitive data types. So these fields hold some values. These values are used in this methods. That means method in the sense some operation. So where we are using these fields or these values. For example, add two numbers. There is a method. So in that we can add two numbers. Those two numbers are nothing but fields. So those two numbers hold some values. So this is what the uh, whatever the basic things are there in the Java program. Now see the simple structure for the Java. So here once we have to define the Java program. So first you can write some class variables and instance variables inside the class definition. So here the number of methods are declared, and each and every method contains again the local variable and some instructions. Those instructions are used to use these class variables as well as instance variables. Otherwise simply say that fields. So these are called as fields, and these are nothing but methods. So these variables are accessed all these methods, method 1 and method 2. So whatever the variables are defined inside this method 1, those are accessed within this method 1 only, and these variables are accessed within this method 2 only. But these variables, that is class variables as well as instance variables, are accessed as well as in method 1 and method 2. So this is what about the simple class example. Now we can define one create one class. So how to create the class and how to execute the class. So for that, uh, while for executing Java application, so first of all we have to enter the source code. How we have to enter the source code? So source code is entered by using, you can open some uh, any you can write some program, a Java program in any text editor. So that is DOS editor or Notepad or any other editors, advanced editors are there. Those are Java, Eclipse, and Edit Plus. These are the different types of editors are there. So in initial learning stage, we are using Notepad only. Okay, so Notepad is a text editor. Using this text editor, you can type your Java source code. After completion of your typing, just save your source file. So that how to save that file? Just you can open the file menu. In that save option is there. Just you can click on the save option and then give the name. So and after that you can press the save button, so that program is saves into your computer. And after that, compilation and running. So how to compile and how to running your source code. For compilation, here we are using Java C. So Java C is a compiler. So this Java C compiler, Java source programs are using DOS, that is compiled using DOS environment compulsory. So where your Java runtime environment is there, so there you can go and compile your Java application. So that is using DOS environment, using command prompt we can compile our Java applications by using Java compiler. Okay, and after compiling it generates some bytecode. So that bytecode is executed by using Java interpreter. So now this here the file name, that means now here one example, here this is the example program. So here class example is there. That means class name is same as our source file name. Why save as example.java? That means whatever the source code you had to given, that source code file name is same as your class file. Why? Because that means suppose coming to C and CPP, in C and CPP, so the source file name is arbitrary. Whatever the name you have to give, that can take. Whereas coming to the Java, the source file name is compulsory class file name. So which class file name? So as starting only I can told one thing, that is Java file name. Java application contains some collection of classes. So in that, which class file is used as a source file name? So where you can write your main function, that class file name as source file name. So that's why here example is the class name and this example contains the main file. Now our source code file is same as example, class name as example. Now here why save as example.java? Because here Java application consists of number of uh, classes. So while compiling your application, so for each and every class file in that application, uh, gen, uh, generates some new class file, so that it is here it is ambiguity where the application executes. So that is identified. That means the execution starts from main. So where the main file is stored. So that class file name is same as our Java source code. So that's why that example.java is given here. That means where the main function is inside the class, that class name is same as our source code, to avoid the ambiguity, so that easily Java virtual machine is identified. So execute starts from there. So this is a simple example. Here this is a just a text file. You can enter this text file using any notepad. So first line, this first line is, so here 7 lines of code is there. This first line is called as a multiple document. That means slash and star. So end with star and slash. This is a multiple document. That means more than one line you can make it as a comment. That means comments are not executed. So whatever the code it is written within the comments, that is not executed. So that is placed in between these quotes. That means backslash, star, and end with star and backslash. And next line that is starts with class. So here class is the reserved word and C is a small letter. And here one more thing, Java is case sensitive. And example is a class file name. This class file name is give as a source code file name. Okay, so here this is a naming convention. So compulsory the class name is starts with, that is an optional thing, but better to follow. This is you have to give the capital letter, that is example. And then next third line. So this is also one another type of comment, that is a single line comment. Your program starts execution with a call to main function. So where whenever you can run any application, our execution starts from main. So you can only main execution is starts. So that here in the fourth line, this is a multi-line comment, this is a single line comment. The fourth line, here public static void main, these four are the reserved words. And why? Because this line contains these all four keywords. Suppose coming to the public means, so Java supports one of the feature as portable and what is that, platform independent, anywhere write once and we can run anywhere, and it is a portable, that is run any, that means you can develop your application in local machine, you can run that application in other machine. This is also possible by using this. So here public means this main method is accessible anywhere. That's why we are giving as a public. So what is the purpose of static? So static, here static nothing but, so once whenever we can create any class in CPP, so whatever the data members and member functions are inside the class are accessed through object of this class. So but here we are not create any object for this class, because there is no scope for creating this uh, object for this class. So that, so static, we are giving word as a static. It declared as a static because it allows the main to be called without having to instantiate the class. That means whenever we can create any method with the static, that method is called as a static method. Here main is the static method. So this static method is invoked without instantiating the class. That means without creating the objects of this class, we can run this method. So that here we are using the static keyword. And coming to void. So void is nothing but this function does not return any value. That means it does not return, just it displays something, it does not return anything. In that case the return type is void. So it does not return a value, so that we are using the keyword as a void. It simply says that compiler that main does not return anything back to the caller, that is Java virtual machine. So which this program is executed by called by Java virtual machine. So the Java virtual machine is a caller. So that this main function does not return anything to the caller. So here caller is JVM. Okay, that's why we are using here void. And coming to the main. So here main is a main function is, so whenever any program you can write in C, CPP or in any other language, compulsory the program starts from main function. So that this main function is compulsory, and within that we can pass some argument. So that is a string arguments. This is a command line argument. So whatever we are passed for running this application with command line, so those are treated in the form of strings only, string array. Here within this line, one line is there that is used to display whatever we have to write, that is, this is simple Java program. So this is some simple Java program. Here some type mistake is there. So system.out.println. So here this line prints the string, that is, this is a simple Java program on standard output. So here system is nothing but predefined class. So here system is a predefined class. Here C is a capital letter, so that you have to identify system is a predefined class. And out. So coming to the out, here this out is used to display on the standard output, and here it contains a println is a method. So this println end with some semicolon. This is the end of the statement in Java. This println method is, so this is used to print something on the standard output. So this is the output stream, that is the standard output stream. On the standard output stream, print this sentence. So here in the sixth line, close braces is there. So this means close this main function, and here in the there is no p, and here in the seventh line one more close parenthesis is there. This is used to close this class file. So this is what the explanation for this program. Now we can discuss about how to execute this program. Now see the example for this.